wayyyy. You got that vibe now, right? So, Jeremy J. Hinds, listen, cool thing that we always like to start the show with a fun, segment of music here. Did you know?
Was that my fun segment of music?
That was it.
Or is that your intro song?
No. Here's the thing.
That was my song?
Dude, listen.
For me?
This was chosen because, little did you know, that was the original sketch or concept music for the first Fresh Prince of, the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like
that song?
That was, and then Will Smith got on because he wasn't originally cast yet.
Yo, it was someone else.
It was somebody else, and they thought that would be the start to Fresh. So imagine that song.
It was like Robert De Niro or something.
A dude rolled up, young Al Pacino. Hello, my name is Dan Pacheco, the host of We're Number One, the podcast. A podcast where, of course, everyone is number one because we are in real estate, and in real estate, everyone is number one somehow. But today, I am joined with an actual number one person. His name is Jeremy J. Hinds, a prolific agent with Preferred Real Estate Brokers. So, Jeremy, thanks for being here today, man.
Do I look at you or do I look at the camera?
You can look wherever you want to. You can look at our sweet trophies here. You can look me in my ambiguous sunglasses here. You can look directly into the camera.
We do have a number one broker.
We do have an acclaimed, award-winning broker. Yep, the most prestigious of all awards, the Orpies.
I thought it was pretty dope.
I think it was cool too, man. Listen, so when it happened,
I got to be there with you.
You got to be there with us when it happened because I don't know. The event was kind of it had some kinks to it. It had some in it.
It was like herding cats.
It was like, why do you want to hurt a cat? Like
I don't want to. I'm just saying they're hard to herd.
Oh, herd. I think I heard hurt.
Like
you
cattle.
want to bring pain to a cat.
No.
Okay, it was like hurting a cat, right? It was because when Jose, the broker of PRB, won the award, the presenter was, sorry. And I said, oh my God. Jose, come back. And he was already in the glow of accepting the award.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
what happened?
The guy forgot to announce the female winner first. And he was not able to go with like the flow of the show. I'm like, let's roll with the punches. He's like, I'm like, oh my God, our broker's about to go up there and he's going to accept an award that's not his. Oh shit. But no, it was his. And he was very proud of that.
I
we
didn't
got some
see
great
that
photo.
part. I didn't even catch that part.
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah. But enough about other people, man. Let's talk about Jeremy J. Hinds. Jeremy, you are a man of many, many wonderful things. You are famed with bringing the Seinfeld vibes back.
Shut the hell up.
Hold on. I've got that on.
You're supposed to say, oh my God.
Shut the hell up. That's a soundbite right there, right? But no, and listen, you do it with perfection. And so alluding to that, you are a man of great style. Real estate is tailor-made in many ways. You lead with a lot of care. We'll get into that in a little bit here too. Yeah. You're an awesome dad, awesome husband, just an awesome person, and a badass agent.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. So let's kind of go ahead and get into that care part because this is one of the first things that you and I you shared with me when we first met 3 years ago now. Can you believe it? This October, so now it's October, 3 years ago, dude. So crazy. Yes. But you have a philosophy, a principle that you work with and live by. It's the 12 points of gratitude.
12 points is my brand.
12 point is the brand. Yeah. So what does 12 point mean? Is that, home inspection? What is that?
12 points of gratitude.
Okay.
I can't even, so it comes from my fashion days.
Okay.
Of starting a brand. 12 points is kind of mysterious. But the first three that are tangible is food, clothing, and shelter. So be thankful for those.
Okay, so
we kind of take it for granted sometimes.
Absolutely.
We have food, we have shelter all the time, and you just don't think about it and being thankful for those.
So when you don't have it, you definitely feel those things first.
And you need those three fundamental points to be thankful for the other ones. Like once you have food, clothing, and shelter, you can be like, okay, I'm thankful I have love in my life or loyalty from God or,
And so those are everything, so those are the three tangible things. The other 12 points, or the other 9 points rather, are
so
things.
Food, clothing, and shelter. Mm-hmm. Mind, body, and soul.
Okay.
Love, life, loyalty, truth, wisdom, and understanding.
I love that. Now, is this like
so once you have those first three, you can start, the human mind they can go into philosophy because you have a comfortable place to live.
Right.
If you don't have that, you ain't caring about none of the other stuff.
That's actually a great point. I mean, I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. And thinking of you now, my reflection on my time with you, those three things are things you care massively about. So you are, you're a vegan, right?
Vegetarian,
but vegan when you can.
I still do eat some ice cream and milk.
Okay, well, hey, listen, it's all cool. It's all cool, man. The cows forgive you. The almonds forgive you. But
you don't have to kill the cow to get milk. So.
Right. But I've seen you. I mean, so even with even still being vegetarian, I've seen you having lunch. Like you're not just like, hey, let's throw some Taco Bell together. Like you're slicing avocado, preparing things meticulously. It's almost like a ceremony, which is really cool. Like legit. Like because most people rush through their fucking day, right? Yeah. And they don't take time.
Well, I'm rushing getting ready, so I'm just grabbing the tomatoes. And I'm like, I can cut them up at work, and I grab them.
Well, see, to me, like the only thing that I see from that is again, like you're taking the care in preparing your meal, which is I think is really cool, right?
That is cool.
Getting into the fashion side, right? You said you had your own brand at one point, or considering it, right? You're someone that's always fitted correctly. You can speak tailoring. You can speak all that cool stuff. So, talk to me a little bit about that background in your life.
So I've always been able to draw, paint, similar to what Justin does, and I wanted to do something with it. I started working for a brand called Echo Unlimited way back in the day.
With the Rhino, right?
The Rhino.
Yeah,
Mark
sick.
Echo.
Yep.
And some of the graphics he had on his shirts were just great pieces of artwork that made you think.
Yeah.
So it inspired me to go to fashion design. This is way back in 2002. Mm-hmm. Echo was huge.
Right.
I got to work for them for a while. But anyway, you always have your own brands. You're building brands like in school, even out of school. And now I have a 15-year-old son now.
Donato.
He's 15.
Give him a shout. Look in the camera right there and give him a shout out.
Shout out to Donato J. Hinds. He's going into fashion now.
That's cool, man.
I never pushed it on him or anything. He just kind of evolved that way. He's been artistic his whole life too, and he's all into it. So it's just been great to see that evolution.
That's awesome. So we talked a little bit about.
So I drop him jewels when I can, and
so
even with the sewing machine.
You were just telling me yesterday that you're about to. Does he know yet that you're about to bless him with an upgrade?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So so let's go on and talk about it. So what's that? I mean, so you were talking to me about getting him a new.
So he does upcycling.
Right?
He does upcycling where he buys
so cool
jeans and whatever tailors them to, like he'll cut them apart and resew them. It
takes
a heavy duty
really
machine
cool
to go through some of these denim pieces.
Right.
So we're gonna get him like the official, maybe a Juki or something more industrial where you can actually sew the stuff.
And that creates those like clean hems. Like it's like professional. I mean, because like
that's another machine. We have to get another machine for that.
Right.
And we talked about both of these. It's called a serger.
Yep.
It has 4 bobbins and it cleans up the seams. It makes it official.
And so I mean, like that for me, like I was similar in high school. I would sew a lot of my stuff, put like graphics and stuff like thick with cloth. So I like cut out designs and sew all that shit on there. I used my granny's Singer, so this was like that pea green,
the classic Singers still work.
It still does to this day.
You could probably go buy one right now, and he could sew better than some of the newer ones.
And that's like the coolest thing. And so I remember doing that, and I think it's really cool that did not. I mean, it's like I've seen I think some of his photos on your Instagram or whatever, right? And he's got like a really uncommon, like a really cool style. It's almost like I don't know how to describe it, like a post Cobain kind of thing.
Yes,
like it's super cool.
Yeah, it's not my style at all.
But I'm
super clean cut.
Right.
I can't have the hair over my ears, and he's just he grows his hair out. He has the wider cuts.
I've seen like the midriff a few times, but it's not like
he's very on.
It's not
trend,
weird though.
Though.
It's like shit. That's a cool look.
I follow some stuff on Instagram too, and it is on point with like what's going on with future fashion.
I think he's got a really cool perspective on fashion and stuff, and it coming from
he takes risks. We
talked about him before. He seems like he's done it a few times in life. But getting back to this stuff, man.
Go too far back.
Yeah, getting back to this stuff though, it's cool that it's awesome when kids can learn things from their parents that aren't the typical gender norm. I would say. I mean, for me, like fashion and sewing was never like a thing that I couldn't do or it was weird doing because it was just a part of I just interested I found.
Yeah.
But it was really cool though that that he can learn that from dad, and I think it's like another part of you, Jeremy. Seriously, because that when you're cutting cloth and fabric, you've got to have that clean edge on it. You've got to hit the everything's right, threaded correctly, quality, precision. It's meticulous. It's not just because things will go crazy.
Yep.
That applies to your real estate too, dude. Everything you do is clean, it's thoughtful, it's present, it's purposeful.
Yes.
So how do you? I mean, do you recognize you do a crossover from again the other 2 points into your third point of shelter?
Shelter, yeah, exactly. So real estate is that shelter point. But the attitude of gratitude, which is kind of those points, that's kind of what I inject into my business, caring about the clients, whether, trying to understand if they're moving from out of state, they know nothing about where they're, if they're moving here.
Right.
So try to get ahead of the questions, make them feel comfortable if they're moving, because we deal with a lot of out-of-state clients.
Sure. And so, let's talk about that real quick, and we'll work our way back to that because I want to hit that. How are you finding these people? How are these people finding you? Like, how do you get business?
So a business partner of mine, Joe Kiwa.
Shout out to Joe.
Orlando Home Finders.
Awesome dude.
Does great videos and has kind of took me under his wing as he's proceeded, and we've worked on a bunch of deals together. I help man his phone lines, and we help the clients coming through YouTube. So they're from all over, California, New York, New Jersey,
That's so
Canada.
Cool. I love it when that happens with agents, like when the agent will go out there and create or help create their own content, right?
He's really good at it.
And you put it out there, and when people respond to it, I mean, to me, like, that's one of the highest forms of like real estate.
Well, Joe, I think, saw it ahead of time, and he was one of the originators, along with Amy.
Yep.
And people like him. He doesn't talk too much. He doesn't go super.
Opposite of Dan Pacheco. He talks a shit ton.
Yeah, but just people gravitate towards his.
Shut the hell up.
Oh my.
That's what I get when people talk. When I said I talk too much.
I love it. You got me. But yeah, so as he gets more and more, we get calls coming in. We help those clients, and it's knowing what they would need if they're coming to a brand new place, never been here.
That's a hard thing to do, is to get connected into your local scene, right? Google can only go so far, right? When you say like best places to eat, it's going to be like, okay, well.
So I've done videos, I've done driving tours, I've set up a tripod in my passenger seat to try to show neighborhoods before.
Totally safe, totally legal.
Totally.
I always like to put a little
disclaimer. I had my eyes on the road the whole time.
Shot in close course. I'm CGI.
I did have the arm extended, and I was being
you're
safe.
Good, man. I do that shit too. I literally have like my phone like in my hand.
What better point of view?
No, it's true.
Than a driving tour. Drones are awesome,
right?
And they look freaking great, but you'll never see a street from 100 feet above.
And that's just the thing.
You're gonna see it from car level.
Like years ago, I took my dad on like a 3-person passenger plane, like really small. You got to hold it, it was cool. And we took out of, just a few miles away from our neck of the woods, and we flew over, our neck of the woods. I'm like, I don't recognize that.
Yeah.
You're saying that's my house? I don't see it. Not
really cool though.
It's a cool experience, but to your point, like it's cool to have the cinematography aspect. Maybe see, there's a lake, there's this.
Yeah.
But the day-to-day stuff, like you said, I'm not going to be commuting to work in my plane typically, right? Exactly. Unless I'm in a jet, I don't know, maybe a jetpack could be soon, if we all turn into, this real estate thing works out, this podcast works out, we get paid a lot of money, jetpacks, hello, Elon Musk, if you're watching.
I know he wants to have a jetpack.
I know
he does.
I know he's watching the show too. We're ranked like 4,558 on Spotify's list of podcasts. So like we're climbing, dude.
Shut the hell up.
Give it at the same time. 1, 2,
3.
Shut the hell up.
Oh, you're supposed to say it.
Shut the hell up.
Nailed it. Stuck the landing. So, dude, let's come back to again. So you're established in real estate. You've mostly through video. What's the retention?
Video and saying yes.
Talk to me about that.
Just not being scared to do deals and partner with people.
Okay.
It doesn't. I try to say yes.
Okay.
From the very beginning, like not getting hung up on. People can get hung up on the amount of money,
sure,
commissions paid and all this stuff, but saying yes, be willing to do stuff other people might not be willing to do just to get your experience level. When I was first starting out, I was saying yes to everything. I'm like, yeah, you want to do the split? Okay, well, let's go.
Does that wear you down though? Like, do you find yourself like, God, I say yes too much and I feel like shit at the end of the day?
No.
Okay. Well, so I say that because some people
I'll say no. You can be kind and still say no.
That's true.
But not being afraid to say yes and not get hung up too much on the pay aspect of it and know that you're learning through a transaction.
Nice.
What's a better way to learn than actually doing it?
And I love
that's what I needed for me.
I love that philosophy that you carry there because it was Roosevelt or Franklin. I don't know which one said it. To me, they're the same person, I think. But they say I never lose. I either win or learn.
Winning or learning.
And I think that's what the philosophy that you apply there too, man. Yeah. Seriously, like you're if
I've said that several times.
You were the originator.
Winning or learning, that's a good one.
You're the originator, right?
But once you have that mindset, it's awesome. And I mean,
things change when you have that.
Some people might not like it, but I've done, where I've been with a client and I've showed so many houses and I never got the deal done.
Yeah.
I've had a client that I showed over 20 luxury homes.
Damn.
And
those are big square footage.
It was
That's a lot of walking.
a girlfriend and boyfriend, and the relationship went no bueno.
So in the midst of home finding?
What I learned was that how to show luxury homes.
Okay.
You have to talk to the listing agents. A lot of times the listing agents are there.
No.
So it was a big learning process.
That's
how I take it.
Were you the cause of the breakup, Jeremy?
No.
Was your style was your drip too fresh?
The drip was too fresh.
Oh, no, it's coming, Dan.
Shut the hell up.
I know. I'll answer that one for myself.
But winning and learning. So
I love that, dude, because I mean that's a lot of agents that come to this industry with such like I see it as like armor. I see it as like a little like facade, like kind of like scared boy within kind of thing. But they come out really tough and really aggressive and wow, slay the day, kind of thing, right?
I liked how you got away from the mic for that.
I know the levels here. But yeah, so I mean, but it's such an aggressive energy, and I mean, you can throw it down. Like I mean, I've heard you on the phone, not aggressively, but like able to be like, yo, this is what's happening, right? You can take control, but you reserve that for only when you need it. You don't lead with it, and that's powerful. That's strength, in my opinion.
Appreciate that.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, I want to get and have some fun real quick here in the middle of this. So you are someone that has an appreciation for many artful things, and among the best forms of self-expression and art is hip hop, rap, right? I mean, it's like, if you guys don't know the story of hip hop, like go watch like the Netflix or CNN, whatever the hell it is, like showing how it came up. It's like one of the coolest emergencies emergence. I'm Dan. I don't know words.
I don't know words. What words?
But it's the coolest development story of a genre. So today, we talk about philosophy. We're gonna talk about hip hop real quick. Well, just real quick, just name like, who are a few of your favorite like all time hip hop or rap stars or artists.
Outkast is definitely
hell yes. AT Aliens,
one
maybe.
of my favorites. I remember listening to like AT Aliens, and you could just play it from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome album.
Totally different reimagination of what hip hop is at the time. I mean, obviously you have your regional like stuff like Atlanta hip hop versus New York versus California. All that stuff is different.
I like good music,
but that was a whole like reform of it. It was so cool.
Yeah.
So with that said, we're gonna play a segment here. We're gonna play a segment here. Hold on, paper here. This is gonna be called Shakespeare hip hop.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna give you just a few, just like a one line, and all you have to do is tell me if it's Shakespeare or a rapper. All right.
Okay.
Now, bonus points if you get the rapper. You'll get. I will go freaking flip the table and do a handstand upside down. Actually, I'll flip it first and then do a handstand on top of it. If you can tell me the Shakespeare play, if it's Shakespeare.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So first line in Shakespeare hip hop: to destroy the beauty of which one came. That's it.
Shakespeare. Oh,
that's Jay-Z. Over.
You can't do it in a Shakespeare accent, bro.
Just look past it. Look past it. Maybe it's hatred I spew. Maybe it's food for the spirit. Maybe it's hatred I spew. Maybe it's food for the spirit.
Hip hop.
Do you know who?
No.
Eminem. I know he's a pretty good writer and rapper, but I didn't see that as Eminem. That's spew.
He's a good writer.
Spew, right? Men would rather use the broken records than the bare hands.
Hip hop. Broken records?
That's Othello, my G. That's Othello.
Jeez.
AKA Shakespeare. All right? All right. Two more here.
I went to fashion school.
I didn't go to Shakespeare school.
I didn't go to Yale, Harvard with you guys.
I thought you were going to say Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
All right.
You're doing everything with the Shakespeare accent. That's
because I'm not going to do it
with a straight face. You have to just do it. Say it. You just have to say it with words.
All right. I'm going to spit my next two bars very plain.
Plain.
Very plain.
Normal Dan. Do it.
I was not I was not born under a rhyming planet.
Hip hop.
Man, I thought so too.
Damn.
Much ado about nothing. Shakespeare. Last one here. The most benevolent king communicates through their dreams.
Hip hop.
Hell yeah. You know who?
No.
Gotta
Jay-Z.
follow it up with a Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, baby. Yep, that's it.
That's a good show on Hulu. If you want to
Wu-Tang?
see.
Oh, the
goes
docudrama
from-
kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I actually started watching that. It's a heavy beginning into it. Like, I mean, like it's a serious
Yeah, it
setup
goes
there.
pretty far before it even starts with actual Wu-Tang.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So you nailed that one, dude. Give me. I think I'm gonna see if it's this one. Nope, wrong one. Nope. Nope. There. That's what I'm looking for. You got oh my god. You got, I think, what was it? One out of 2 out of 6.
2.
That's good. That's a lot better than I did this before. Like, they have a little quiz online. I learned that I was totally a Samantha on BuzzFeed. I learned that I was a scout potato as far as the kind of potato I'd be. And when I took that quiz, I learned that I was not a rapper or a Shakespeare enthusiast. I got them all wrong, basically.
I guess I'm the same.
No, you got 2.
Even though I like
You got
hip-hop.
2 right.
All right.
You did good.
Okay.
So talk to me about bringing Seinfeld back. What's that mean?
Oh my god. Yo, if you ever look at Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, he's always wears the fresh kicks.
And people didn't think of him as having
No.
like dope sneakers. Like, I mean, question: were they like really cool at the time?
They were cool at the time.
They were cool at the time too.
Bo Jacksons and Jordans. And,
I didn't think that he was a sneakerhead though. I thought they were like.
Agassiz and the different. Yeah,
I didn't
every
know
single
that.
one was like a dope shoe at the time.
But I mean, was he known to be a sneakerhead?
I guess so.
'Cause
Later on, I found out he is.
Because I always looked at it as like saying, okay, like
He
watching
wears
it.
Nike Shocks to this day.
Well, I saw that.
Like,
I mean, I thought that was just like
He's
I don't
probably
know
sponsored
what
by them
it was
now.
good for his knees or some shit. Like I
Maybe.
didn't think that he appreciated a sneaker. And so watching the Seinfeld reruns and stuff, I was like, oh damn, those are sick. But oh, they're probably like get them at whatever Sears for $34 at the time.
No.
That's cool to know. Okay, so all right, so you have a fresh sneaker game. You really do. What are you rocking today?
Some custom
Custom
Air Jordan ones.
Custom Air
I
Jordan.
customized them. I like to do stuff.
So sick. That's very cool. So you customize your own shoes.
A little bit.
What customizations did you make?
I like faded them and changed some placement on logos and the color.
That is so cool. Seriously, I've always wanted to learn how to mess with sneakers. Like, 'cause like back in the day, like I would have like my old high top Nike SBs or whatever, like the Dunks and stuff, and like I would do break the stitch in the tongue and like shove some like batting in there to fatten the tongue up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I never messed too much with the actual like colors or the patterns
But
on it
now,
because I was
Dan,
afraid to do it.
Now, all you have to do is go to YouTube and it'll show you how to do it. and you'd
YouTube
be like-
University.
exactly.
That's how I learned to do podcasting.
We didn't have that back in the day.
No, I was like, I'm gonna have to take a gamble
It
here
gives you a lot of
to
confidence.
fuck up my $200 pair or $150 pair of Nikes
Yeah.
to make them look cool, or I'm never gonna wear these again. Shit, right? I mean, I've seen what's his? I think it's just the Sneaker Doctor. Like he has like a really basic name. It's like not like a cool name, but it's like Sneaker Doctor. It's like something like that. But I've seen him put like like petrified like iridescent like actual hornets like in the tongue like
Whoa.
like in it like and like totally just like unstitch the shoe, restitch. It's like crazy. It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And
People
like-
go really hard with that. I've seen they'll take the Air Max 90 and make it look like a fighter jet
Yeah.
with lights inside the bubble.
Yeah,
And crap.
it's so cool, so crazy. All right, so you got your fresh kicks. All right, but we're still completing the Seinfeld look here. Explain what it is, man.
So, you got a pair of the classic Levi's
Classic Levi's
and a button up tucked in.
with the shirt tucked in, man. And like seriously, when you walked in the office the other day, I'm like, "Yo, Seinfeld," and you're like, "Thank you." That's what I
Real
was
quiet
because
because people don't know.
right. Because I mean, it doesn't scream
it's
Seinfeld.
It's a little bit of a twist.
It's an homage.
My fit's a little
It's an
different than
homage.
his.
A little bit. His was baggier, I think, up top.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back in the '90s, you had to have that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He had the Looney Tunes the starter jacket on, really puffy. He had the chain.
You looked them
Seinfeld.
up. You looked them up. You saw all the pictures when you looked them up.
Seinfeld, man.
Yeah.
What do I give to have like one of those like crazy like puffy like OG like
Starter
NBA
jackets?
starter jackets and stuff like that?
Those were so fresh.
Remember you getting East Bay as a kid, East Bay magazine?
Yeah.
Like I remember getting that and circling every jersey, every pair of shoes that I never got. But it was just like active.
And my
I
day,
want
it
these.
was the starter
I want these.
pullover,
Oh yeah,
and it had the pocket in the
Right
front
here.
With the,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the brand.
absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I mean, we had the same file. That was, I mean, I was in the husky section though. I was a husky kid.
That's okay.
Yeah? You a husky too?
Obviously not. I'm trying.
All good, man.
Trying to get in
So,
the right places.
listen, getting back to this real quick, because that was fun. Thanks for playing that game. Thanks for going to and describing what the modern Seinfeld, resurrection of style looks like these days. Because it is a movement. You're leading it, I think, right?
Oh, thank you.
Of course, man. But seriously, so talking about customizing the Nikes, talking about curating these specific looks and stuff, man, seriously, all I see is how that translates into, again, your real estate. So when someone works with you, they can expect it to essentially be a tailor made production for them, right?
Well, I want to bring a level of professionalism, so I'm just not going to go bummy. And some people can do it, and some people can't.
I meant like metaphorically in the deal, though. Like, so, like if I'm working with you as my agent, I can trust that you are not going to treat me generally like everybody else. You're gonna be meticulous. You're gonna understand the details of what I'm looking for, what I need.
So going back to Wu-Tang, cream.
Okay, which would in Wu-Tang standard is what?
Cash rules
everything around me. But you have it different.
I read this great article by Mark Echo, who did the Echo line, so I kind of follow him, and he put it as caring rules everything around me.
Caring rules.
And I just thought that was really powerful.
So how do you apply that?
Caring about my clients, and going back to the way I can articulate it is like someone who's moving from out of state, and you're giving them the information they need for a particular neighborhood or a house they're interested in. But being preemptive, giving clients the information before they're asking for it. We talked about it earlier, so that they're not stressed out more than they need to be. They already know what's coming. Give them the good news and the bad news. Prepare them for it. Prepare them for the insurance costs and stuff that are going to be happening here.
Right.
And now,
And I think the sugar on top of the cherry, or the cream on top, right, is you give them all those things, but you also maintain that caring energy. It's not stressed out. It's not tired. It's not freaked out. And I think in a lot of agents, I've seen them either put content out there that reflects it, or they've just, that energy they walk into the room with over the last 2 years in real estate, it's been bananas. Yeah. Right. It's easy to get stressed out. It's easy to get worn down as an agent, and also as a customer. It can be a very
tough industry, and you can have tough clients,
right? But you maintain it somehow. I mean, like and that's again, that's a powerful thing. I mean, do you have anything that you do that kind of resets, regrounds you and throughout the week or the day?
I didn't want to get too religious or whatever.
Why? Go for it, man. Speak the truth.
So the reason for vegetarianism for me was because I read this book way back in the day called the Bhagavad Gita, which is like a Hindu spiritual book. Somehow I just read the first page, and I was like, just kept reading pages. Like it just kept answering questions and stuff as I went through, and I really connected with it. But it has like a mantra all through this book that kind of brings you back to the Most High, who's in our heart. He's in everybody's heart all the time, riding with us. He's got our back. Yeah. He's in everything. So just trying to remember that through these different challenges, try to, like you're saying, be that state of calmness that can help get them through the transaction, if we want to put it in words of real estate. Yeah.
And I think that goes a really long way with you, man. And so not to belabor it, but you are seriously one of the more caring and also confident, capable agents that I've gotten to work with in a long time. So seriously, man, it's an incredible thing to watch and be a part of. So that's why we're super stoked to have you on the show. The fact that we can talk about Wu-Tang and Seinfeld and caring real estate all on the same show, and it makes sense. Like, you're the only person that can do that, and that's one of the dopest things about you. Seriously,
awesome, appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. So for people out there that are watching or listening to this, they want to get in touch with you about real estate, or again, like how to to clean up their kicks a little bit, or maybe how to get started in the life of vegetarianism, or caring. Like, any of those things are super cool. Like, how do they get in touch with you? How do you want them to reach out to you?
I'm on Instagram, Jeremy J. Hinds, LLC.
Boom.
You can text me, 407-917-1090.
407-917 what?
1090.
1090.
It
awesome.
Just sounds good.
It flows. It's flows. I don't know if it's Shakespeare or if it's hip hop, but it flows nicely.
And you can email me at jeremy.jay.hinds@gmail.com.
Jeremy J, Suave, baby. I love it a lot, man. All right, brother. Well, I think that's an awesome show. We talked about a lot. We packed a lot in there in just a short period of time. But again, you can do that with this guy. You're awesome.
Thanks for having me out. This was really cool.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you a lot. Your voice sounds really nice on the microphone, too. Super, again, Suave all day, baby. But guys, as always, let's synchronize this, okay? Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2. Shut the hell up. Oh. I love that. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Jeremy, thank you again. Touch that fist one more time. Thanks for being number one on the number one show in real estate called We're Number One, the podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Have an awesome day. Oh, Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince. I wouldn't see it, right?